What were you doing on Pornhub? Because,
Porn.
You were a porn star? You did?
Yeah.
What? Where?
Bro, I posted it on my Instagram. It's my stage name used to be Sir Wrong.
Bro,
I'm trying to figure out if this is a bit or not.
It's not a bit.
Crazy. Why isn't this a bit?
Thank you for tuning in to Jokeaday podcast. My name is Lionel Harris. You may or may not have heard of me. You probably didn't. I got a co-host right here. We already tried to do this before. He said I introduced him wrong, so I'll make sure I give him the proper introduction. Make some noise, even though it ain't nobody in here but one person. For David Griffin.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you going through that.
That's better?
Yeah.
You feeling better about yourself?
I feel better. I feel more confident about what's about to happen.
All right, but from now on, it's Davey or DGZ, right? That's what we going by?
Come on, man. Let's just.
All right. Okay. Well, look, this is the first episode. Oh, my brother. Well, that's our guest for today. He just sneezed, so now we can't hide him no more. I guess today is a fellow comedian in the Virginia area. He has a podcast called No ID.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it might have been one of the first podcasts I was a guest on, and I felt like obligated to have him on first for that reason. You know what I'm saying? Like to return the favor.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? Trying to
love.
have Jesus in my life.
Yeah, you show what you love, you show him love. That's how we do it.
Yeah, so go and say hi to Romy Davis.
Romy Davis. All right. I don't know why these Y's is coming up here. You know what I mean? Davey, Lionel.
I didn't know. That's not my
Nelly.
name.
You call him Nelly.
Oh my God!
Hey,
Only the
bro.
ladies really call me Romy. To be honest with you.
Okay, that's what they call you, huh? Hey, you do have a lot of ladies on your podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of people you interview
I do.
are of the fair sex.
Yeah.
In your own words, why don't you describe your podcast and what the subject, like what it's about and what you try to do?
The title of the show is called No ID podcast. It's No ID. The reason I came up with the name No ID is because I worked at a bank when I started the podcast. People used to come there all the time with no ID but want to do everything. So they had no ID, no identification, couldn't tell who they were. So I wanted to create a lane where I was going to interview a black and brown.
Hold on. Let me interject real quick. You sure it wasn't to rip off the famous producer from the Chicago area named No ID?
Positive.
If he listening,
if he's listening,
it might be shots fired. Nah, just like
it may be. But you know what's crazy? I've actually tagged him in a couple of posts.
Did he say something? Did he show you some love back?
No, he just seen it. That was all he did.
He just seen it.
He just said red. I was like, all right. Because I'm not the only No ID podcast out there.
Gotcha.
I created it to interview black and brown creators when I first initially started the podcast. I wanted to do something that was going to challenge the norm. You know, what you consider strange, different, weird is something I was like, man, I'm just trying to find the normalcy into them. So when the first season initially started, I couldn't get guests. You know, my mom was one of my first guests. You was one of my guests. Sister, cousin. I had my aunt and my uncle up there. I just started doing the podcast, started reaching out, networking, especially during the lockdown. And that was about it. So it went from just like, you know, I had Nori Davis up there, Callie Troy, she voiced Cedar's World from BET. I had Michael Collier, Diallo Riddle, a couple of professional wrestlers up there. And then, of course, some sex workers.
Mm-hmm. Now, all the subjects, aspects of your personality and interests?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you do some sex work? You didn't do any sex work?
I was on Pornhub. Yeah, I had an account. I was verified. I was in the model program for a minute.
What were you doing on Pornhub? Because,
Porn.
You were a porn star? You did?
Yeah.
What? Where?
Bro, I posted it on my Instagram. It's my stage name used to be Sir Wrong.
Bro.
I'm trying to figure out if this is a bit or not.
It's not a bit.
Crazy. Why isn't this a bit? I don't understand.
Yeah, I started off on this website called Rude.com.
Rude?
Rude.
Okay.
And Rude was like MySpace, but for porn. You put like little clips.
Was this before you were a Muslim?
This before any of that stuff.
All right, good going.
And then I was like, all right, well, bet. I had 2 profiles on Rude. That's how I met like Sexual Savage and stuff. We shot a couple of scenes, and then I went over to Pornhub, because Pornhub, I started with affiliate marketing with Pornhub. Then from there, I just like, let me just create a profile. I already had videos in my phone. So, once you get the consent of the other performer, you good.
So you just interviewing people that you trying to do scenes with?
That I did do scenes with.
Okay, you interviewed people. Bro, you got layers, man.
I got a lot of layers.
You got layers, man. Because I swear, I mean, like, we see, like, I was telling David, we did a room, shout out to, Artist Vibe Cafe in the Ghent area, Norfolk, Virginia. And I did this room, and Rome kept telling me to come out to the room. Now, I've been knowing Rome since he started. And Rome's comedy, like, it's always been super laid back.
Yeah.
Always been, you know what I'm saying, with the clever, with the, set up, let me weave, Bob weave. I went to Artist Vibe Cafe, and Rome turned into Red Fox. He's like, hey, how y'all doing out here? You big dummy. I was like, what is this? He started to set out, high energy. He was like a Power Ranger when he first came. I was like, okay.
It's the layers.
Yeah, he's like a parfait. You got, what else you do, bro? You a secret agent, man? Like, what?
I ain't no
banker.
secret.
I knew you as a banker.
I was a banker,
You know him as a banker.
Yeah,
I'm a financial analyst.
Yeah, financials.
I'm in finance. I mean, that whole way that you saw me at Artist Vibe, I'm pretty sure it shocked you, because I was looking to the left. I was like Lionel eyes and mouth. I don't know, because the second hand that was floating around there. But.
Oh no, I was definitely under the influence of something.
I heard about that.
I don't know what the people beside me were smoking, but it was not weed. It couldn't have been weed. Cause I felt like smoking, like I was outside Debo's chicken coop. After that, Joe sweat. I was like, "What is this? Why am I?" I was like, "Did I pop Molly? Why am I sweating? What is this?" Like, I don't do that stuff, so I didn't know what was happening to me, fam. I was like, "Oh, this is a vibe over there, definitely."
It's at least a vibe, but it's a vibe.
Yeah, I don't know. Shout out to him anyway. I think it's a dope room. I just, I don't know what I don't know what the vibe was, but I rode the wave long as I could. All right, so who were some of your favorite guests in each of the areas that you've interviewed?
First season was you.
That's because he on my podcast, but I still appreciate the love.
Because I had a bad show at Southern Flair, and I had stopped coming for like a month and a half, and you got me back on my horse. Second season was Sexual Savage, because that's my homie. Third season was Nori Davis. Fourth season, Callie Troy. Fifth, Diallo Riddle. And Michael Collier, because Michael Collier ended up putting me on his morning show just because I did the interview.
Okay.
Seventh.
Shout out to the OG.
That is the OG. I'll be seeing him this week. 7th season.
So you kept in contact with everybody? Mm-hmm. What number of episodes? How high?
I'm at like 76.
76 episodes. You started during the pandemic.
Yeah, I started right before the pandemic.
All right, bro. Salute. My hat is off to you, man, for grinding. Have you seen the growth that you wanted? Have you seen the feedback from it yet?
I see the feedback, but I don't see the growth. I went from just strictly audio to audio and video. So now it's just a matter of how I got to market myself. So those sex workers that I interviewed, they was like, man, you got to post at this time. You got to do this many hashtags. You got to tag this person, tag that. They actually get seen. Right. So since I was heeding that advice, I've noticed that the reels and my shorts go up. The listens go up too, but, But okay. I don't think I would stop doing podcasting. I mean, I'm good where I'm at.
Okay.
I mean, the interview you did with Michael Collier, I'm interested to know, like, did that dude drop any comedic gems on you?
A bunch of gems.
That you feel like has helped you, with your writing?
He did. Like he said you got to be your authentic self. I think like a lot of times when you first start out doing comedy, I know when I first started doing comedy, that wasn't me. I am laid back and chill, but I can turn it up a little bit. And I think a lot of times too, as comedians, when we write, we oversaturate. We put too much fat on the plate. You know, instead of actually talking about something that actually happened in our lives, like dating, kids, the job, the podcast, we like to say, okay, I got one kid, but then that one kid turns into 22 different kids and 5 different baby mamas, or I work, do this, or I'm dating all this. Like, we not really our authentic self. So when Michael Kaya got up there, he told me, trim the fat, be family friendly, and don't start off your bit while saying, hey, how y'all doing today? He said, everybody heard that already. He said, get to the funny. So if you actually watch the episode that I was on, I literally just said, get to the funny. And just started spitting the 3 minutes into it. So him and D Militant was putting me onto a lot of stuff too. Before that man put me. I got
back in the day.
I got the last interview before he passed away on my channel.
That's what's up.
So he broke down different ways of like different variations of comedy, and he was like, man, you gotta look at Kevin Hart, don't do a lot of trending stuff, because if it trends you only got like 2 weeks of material. You know, I wrote something for the Alabama fight, but
you did.
That's already
that's old news.
That's old news now. You know what I mean? So Lizzo's old news. I had Lizzo jokes. That's done for.
Well, if you do them, you just got to do them and post them, and just let that be content. It's throwaway content anyway, because you know it's not gonna be your act. So I mean, I think conventional wisdom now, most comedians I see posting trending topics or crowd work, so that to protect their actual
material
act and their actual material, because that's throwaway stuff anyway. They know they can only do it but for so long. So. Was Michael Collier's advice the reason why you decided to step back from sex working to be family friendly? Is that why you decided?
Nah, man, I started sex working when I got to the bank, because I didn't want nobody to walk up there and come get a checking account and be like, yo, I just saw you. I wasn't, And
you know, everybody know now, though. You said it on the podcast.
I mean, Pornhub is banned in Virginia. The site is, my page is deleted. You can't find nothing.
Hopefully, it's going to be more than Virginia listening to the podcast.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, so, like, I'm just saying, if you don't want people to know, what we can do is I can do, like, the witness protection thing for you. You know what I'm saying?
To change his voice.
I was on Pornhub.
You know what I mean? I can do that for you. If you won't, you tell me.
Nah, bro, you good.
You know.
You good.
Nah, bro, you good. You good.
Well, the part of the podcast that I want everybody to do is called Sit Down to Stand Up. And sit down to stand up is just us workshopping. If you got some new material that you want to workshop, it don't got to be it can be one bit or maybe a couple of jokes, and we just going to workshop them right now, real time.
I got something I can work up, because this ties into what I did Saturday.
Okay. All right. Run it. He won't dare. So you got to run it. You got to act as if you telling the bit.
Bro,
from
y'all both know, when you're a comedian, you first starting out, you always end up in them dumps. You think you going to them comedy clubs? No. All right. I did a showcase. This is like my 4th or 5th showcase this month. I did a showcase at Rennie's Chicken and Seafood. All right. Now that's over. It was a Virginia Beach showcase. It's once again Virginia Beach showcase, and it's in Norfolk.
I don't understand. Is it on Virginia Beach Boulevard?
It's on Virginia Beach Boulevard.
So it goes in between.
It goes in between.
Okay. All right.
So I plugged this joint in. I said this earlier. I plugged this joint into my GPS. Rennie's Chicken and Seafood. My GPS was like, nah, bro, I don't think we gonna make this today. It made me turn a right into a graveyard. I said, this is an omen. Maybe I should not be pulling up to this spot. I get up to the spot. At the front counter, they selling movie theater snacks and popcorn for $1. I'm like, I'm thirsty. I got my girl with me, homegirl with me, of course. I said, what y'all got to drink? This man had 2 liters, and he was just pouring them in cups, charging $2 A cup. I said, bro, you got diet soda, man? He's like, nah, man, Kroger's ain't have them on sale today. I said, what you say? So it was an anthill behind us, behind the thing. People eating the food and stuff.
Hold on, I'm sorry. There's insects inside the Rennie's chicken.
Yeah, he's like, I just sprayed last week. I'm like, with what?
All right, did you see a score from the Board of Health? Like every restaurant has
a score from the Board of Health. This
you
man,
can Google that and find out what the score is.
Man, let me tell you something.
It sounds like they trading on failing.
They definitely trading on failing.
Just sprayed. He just sprayed. How close was that to the food, man?
I don't know. I didn't eat from there. I don't eat from every.
Yeah, I hope you did.
I don't eat from there. I love my life.
I mean, you were just like, hey, he was pouring me a drink, and then I saw ants.
I said, I was like, nah, man. I just gave my $5 for them 2 drinks. But like, that's it. I performed, but they had this lady in there. She had a pressing curl, a quarter curl. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, yo, she looked like, what's the joint? Baps.
Yeah.
Baps. And I tried to mess with her a little bit. I was joking. I was like, yo, your ankles is lotion pretty well. You got the back of your heel. Your hair to forehead ratio is perfect.
Okay.
And then the owner was DJing. He was on the grill. He was the
pest. He was
the pest control. He was serving us, and this man literally had on the freshest pair of Jordans. I was like, but it's by the ship, y'all. Most of it, you know what I mean? Okay. That was so horrible, bro.
So you want to work out what happened?
Yeah,
the bit you want to do is like just doing Rennie's. Rennie's chicken and seafood.
It seemed like you need a shot of that 2 liter that I was sipping on.
Yeah, I love it.
You got anything? He said a whole lot. I'm expecting one joke, and he talked. He did a dissertation. So I mean, that's not our usual thing. But I mean, you got something for him?
I mean, let me see. So we talking about.
It's not
we started with
but it's the first episode, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. So Rennie chicken and seafood. We got the GPS. Mm-hmm. We got the man outside. We got the owner of the club, and we got the lady inside. That seemed like that's. I mean, Rennie's seems like is the type of business that's not gonna be in the same location the next time you go to it. That's the first thing I thought of.
That's why the GPS couldn't find it.
Yeah, that's why the GPS was confused. Now, you sure you want? Because this is not a business. Like you said, it's a graveyard. The next week is gonna be.
They were serving weight food up in there, bro. Like, I was like, nah, man, this ain't it, man.
That's what I'm saying.
And then my homegirl, she told me, so I'm thinking about getting something to eat. I said, you do, you die.
Nah, you ain't doing it to me. Yeah, but that's one thing I thought of. Like, it seemed like the type of business that's not gonna be in the same spot next week.
But they moving for legal reasons.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They trying to avoid the Board of Health. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't,
and them people.
Yeah, because if you can't get a grade if you're not
if you're not present.
Stable location. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta be present to get
a grade. They can't grade you if you ain't there.
Right, right.
That's his business motto. So he was. So what else was on his menu? So he was serving stuff outside of
the drinks were.
Yeah. So,
the food wasn't. The food was probably cooked in the house. He probably went to Murray Steakhouse and bought the stuff in there.
So you say he had Uber Eats deliver the food to the restaurant?
Pretty much, man. Cause like he was like, yeah, we got chicken wings. I mean, for 10 chicken wings, you gonna pay like $30. I was like, nah, man. I support black business, man, but nah, man.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if you ask, like, or say, like, all right, so if it's 10 chicken wings for $30, you like, why is it $30? Because you got to tip the driver. He got to deliver himself.
Like almost like a real life random school situation. He give it food. Y'all just rent the tables. Just to relate to that, I did like a show at like one of them bar shows where they sell tickets for people who want to see the comedy.
But people in the
bar. So the way they differentiate is that they make the people that's at the bar, they got their back to you. When you perform. It's like that don't make it. They can still hear the jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the equivalent to pulling the curtain to make a room.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's the same.
Like, the people that's facing me, they paid, but the people that's at the bar, they got to keep their back to you. It's like, But he can still hit.
Yeah, I did a show like that too.
Yeah, he can still hit a joke.
We all did shows like that.
The only reason why I go Red Fox now is because I got tired of people walking up to me and saying, that set was so cute.
Like he was user friendly.
Yeah, I was like, I got tired of that, man. I was like, that's not even me. So,
I know how you feel because I feel like that at times. Cause when people be like, try to ask me about my act, like, are you a clean comedian? Are you a whatever? And it's like I'm scared to describe myself as a clean comedian because I feel like people are going to make assumptions about my material.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to talk about stuff. I just don't cuss profusely. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a curse word might come up. It depends. But like you said, Michael Collier said, like for me, I want comedy to accurately affect where I'm at in life at that time.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? If I'm on something, then I want to talk about it on stage. I want to have the freedom to talk about it on stage. And then if I need to pull back, then pull back. But I need to get it out.
when I heard y'all first two cuss, I don't know where was that. Because I was so used to seeing y'all at Southern Flair.
Yeah.
When I heard y'all two cuss, I was like,
You're going to make us lose our Christian listeners by pulling the card.
Nah,
you know?
God got a sense of humor.
They don't, though.
They don't.
They don't.
I mean,
That's what I'm talking
when
about.
I heard it, when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's what we on.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, bet.
See, that's what I'm saying. But see, that's the thing. But this what people do. Like, what you didn't want done to you, you also did. And that's the part that we don't. We want people to be, like, one-dimensional. And I don't understand why we do that to people. If you the funny guy, and then the next time I see you and you serious about something, it's upsetting me. I'm like, you the funny guy.
Money, bro?
Yeah, like, bro,
What
like,
it is?
I'm a whole person. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. I don't think we give room, because we all want to be treated that way.
Yeah.
But we also don't give room to people for that, though.
Nope.
Like, I mean, I'm guilty of it in this, because like I said, I've seen you, you've been laid back all the time. So when you got on stage and let your nuts hang and the honest vibes, I was like, I was like, whoa, hey, buddy.
brother, hey,
How long your nuts been hanging?
How
Bro?
dare you?
A couple of months now.
How dare you expand yourself?
Right.
Be different than what I expect.
It's
Like,
like,
it's no one way to do this thing, bro.
nah, it's not.
I mean, some people do characters, and they're doing an act, and they're doing a bit, and their whole act is and who am I? That's what worked for them. That's why they do it. So be it. And some people are clean and it's forced because you talk to them off the stage and they pop out a sailor man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and it's just like, look, I can't tell you how to do it. I just want this to be an accurate reflection of who I really am.
Yeah.
That is.
Yourself. You have so many life experiences that go across the board. And that's the thing about, like, whether you clean or, you know, I guess, I don't know how you describe it. I just see.
Blue. They say blue.
Blue. That's the word. Blue or not. You still have the same experiences. It's just the way that you describe them. Yeah. Like, the language you use to describe them is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talk about my vasectomy. You know what I'm saying?
Man, bro, you have me so weak at that joint.
People might not even consider that clean comedy, but I'm like, I'm just talking about something that happened to me, you know, in my life.
Man, when you had the bit when you was like, you left, you was gonna leave your kids in New Orleans with your, and then one time, man, you did it at what's that joint in the Neon District that we used to go? Comedy and Cats and Comedy.
Oh, yeah.
6 Beans and Balls.
Yeah.
You was like, man, I met a 7-year-old. He was outside smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, bro.
That was like,
bro,
that
was real. Like, it was a kid. Bro, when my kids was running track, I knew they wasn't built for it, because I'm like, my kids, they too comfortable. I'm in the bathroom like they had a little dude. He's about 7 or 8 years old, bro. This dude was in there talking. I thought that was a grown man in there talking. Like, yeah, man, I'm about to go run this little race right quick. I'm like, he about to win. He about to run out there in Timberlands. He running in Timberlands and Dickies. He winning races. I'm like, that's crazy,
man,
bro.
Lionel joke about like, yeah, I'm the type of man that will eat the 2 end pieces of the bread so my family can enjoy a sandwich. I was like, what? Yeah. He eating booty bread. That's what that's called.
Hey, bro. You bring that joke up, man.
I bring it up all the time.
Yeah.
The ta-da.
Yeah, ta-da.
That's on the special. That's on the drop.
Yeah, make sure y'all check out the Dropout Comedy Special.
Appreciate that.
How long do y'all usually keep y'all material? Like, y'all, like...
Bro, I I pulled out Jokeaday jokes, and that was when I first started doing comedy, and I thought they was new, but in my mind I had suppressed them.
Yeah,
and then they came back. So and I
actually did that when I was in Jacksonville a couple weeks ago. I pulled something out that I probably did that joke like maybe 7 years ago. I don't know, and it just popped in my head for that show. I was like, I forgot I used to do this joke, and it actually worked for the room that I was in.
Well, sometimes maybe it did work before, but it's finding out how to stay excited about the material that's old. Like a lot of jokes I rewrite and retell. Like you thought I did a whole lot of new material Friday, but I would say some of that was from the Drive-By special. But I've remixed those jokes. I've rewritten them. I've made them like I added on to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of those jokes have got new life. Cause I ain't done, like I guess the joke ain't done with me yet. I don't know. You know what I mean? But for me, that's how I stay excited about a joke. Like if I get tired of telling it, I'm probably gonna find a different way to say it to make it sexy again.
Make it sexy.
Make it sexy. That's the way I look at it.
You gonna say sexy to somebody that got sex workers on their podcast?
You the one that brought it back up. But since you did, let me get in closing out. The other thing that's interesting about you is I feel like you've tried so many different faiths. So what faith are you this month? Like you've been Christian, you've been Muslim.
I've been Christian, I've been Baptist Christian, I was agnostic, I was Muslim, 5%er, Sunny.
Yeah, where you at with God now, man? You was Sunni? You was Sunni?
I studied it. I actually had one of the brothers from Islam up there.
You do Shiite too? You do both of them? You do both
I ain't took the Shahada yet, man. It's just certain things I just refuse to give up.
Who is God this month, Rome? Maybe we'll have a faith-based portion of the interviews. Who is God now?
I be praying, but I got Amazon Prime. I'm pretty sure he get them whenever he get them.
Right.
That $15 a month be helping him.
Okay. So when you hit him up, what is his name now? That's what I'm saying. Like, who
I just be saying God.
God.
Big homie.
Big homie. Okay.
Big homie.
Big homie. Look out for me right now, man. I need to leave this job. I'm trying to find something else. 11:11 pop up on my phone. I make sure I say a prayer till 11:12. I do appreciate y'all letting me be like one of the guests on the podcast.
Yeah.
Lionel was on my podcast. I don't know if Davey wants to be up there now.
Crockett.
Davey.
I don't know, man. This man stopped me in Target one day coming out. Said, hey, bro, I was just telling you, I don't know if I can do it. I'm not interested. I'm like, come on, man. I want to talk about this beignets and all those little beignets and the Target run.
Yeah, we need to do all that.
Plug your joint, man.
Yeah, man. The Coffee and Beignets is the podcast, the video podcast. Me and my wife YouTube channel. You know, check it out. I don't know if y'all know how to spell coffee.
Bro, he sound like he's shooting the IDCC's commercial.
Because I barely know how to spell beignets. So.
Yeah. You want to tell the people what your wife's name is, so they know who the host. Just wife.
Yeah, they know me, so that's good enough. Nah, it's me and my wife Jennifer, and also you can go to davidgriffincomedy.com.
Okay.
And click on the link.
What's the name of that site?
davidgriffincomedy.com.
There we go. That's what I'm saying.
Check that out.
All right, Ron, plug all your stuff, man. Let the people know.
Instagram, Twitter, fan base, comedian Rome. Podcast is No ID, all available on all streaming platforms. If you're looking for the video, it's No ID Media TV. That's got the comedy and podcast and the one that's on Instagram and Facebook as well too, and YouTube. Hit that link in the bio. Like, share, comment, subscribe, rate. I need to go viral. I live at home. I need to go viral right now. You know what I mean?
My name, LionelHarris.com, has links to everything. Shows, social media, all of that. And you know what? I probably should get a website or something for this podcast direct. So be looking out for that. We're going to have some Jokeaday, something. But yeah, also check out for the Dry Bar Comedy Special. If you go to Dry Bar, just Google Lionel Harris Dry Bar. But thank y'all for listening. Thank you, Rome, for being a guest.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, David. Griffin.
David.
We know why. You know what I'm saying? For holding it down.
Ain't no cracking.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. I don't really know how we want to end it, so bye.
So bad. All right. I be waving in the camera like this. That's so bad.